model on what Philadelphia has done to reassert its efforts with its artists, and it's really taken off. It's really made the case to both the internal people within that city and the external partners too. And if anyone's been to Philadelphia, their civic arts program is rather robust. And we felt that was a way for them to get from A to B to that level of connectivity and promotion from a city perspective. Maybe that's the route we should take. And we are taking that route. And I should say, in terms of the value of NEMAA, you are one of our key partners in that, and Ali will attest to that study that we're putting together, and that Kayim, probably at a later date, should engage your leadership and your full membership to what you've contributed and what we can use that tool moving forward, so we can find mutual value in that tool, because the tool is only good if you use it, right? So, and I, as Ali has said and Susan has said, you know, I get behind this and I put my political clout in this. I'm on all the committees that are promoting these exercises and sitting before my colleagues saying, we're going to put our money where our mouths are and we're going to take these steps. The reason I do that is because of you. It's quite that simple. You are my neighbors, you are my friends, you are my colleagues, and on other projects. And so it's my way to support what you're trying to do. That's a personal note. But you guys have done a lot. It's easy to back a group like yours that can have a meeting with this many people ready to go and talk about governance moving forward. It's not easy to do. To have an event like Art-A-Whirl that is unparalleled in the nation. I mean, I'll keep making that claim until someone proves me otherwise. But it truly is a fantastic thing, and it can't be taken for granted. That's not just another event. It's a phenomenon that has so many tentacles of value, and it creates connectivity, it creates exposure, it creates economic activity in and of itself, let alone the reverberation effects of that. It's so potent that it's going to be highlighted in our index. It's a vehicle for us to actually prove the case within the index. In some ways, it's a case study within the index that shows that what you folks do does drive the economy. Whatever one cares about the art for art's sake, you can have that discussion over here, but to make that the beginning and the end of the conversation, those days are over. We're going to put you folks and what you do right in the middle of what the city says is its core value: safety and economic development. And I think you're in the middle of both those conversations. And so the index is kind of a bureaucratic vehicle to say what we know and put it in the middle of that conversation. And Director Kayim's insights in terms of how she's structuring that index, as I keep saying over and over again, the one key insight that I think is really great, it doesn't start with economic development, restaurants, and and artists are over here. The whole diagram is framed around this one notion, and it's visually displayed rather nicely in the index draft that's been created to date. Right in the middle is the fine artist, the trained artist. And then it expands out to those other things that we recognize as part of our community in terms of livability and economic activity. But it starts there. All roads end there, all roads start there. I've never seen an analysis coming from a public sector that puts you right in the middle of what we want to do in terms of moving forward. Literally, right in the middle. And so I hope at some point we're able to take that draft, make it a final tool, and that you folks can, since you've contributed in so many ways, to continue to comment on it and expose that, I think, that central notion. You're in the middle of what the city's goals are, not an extra. And so I'm saying that to you at this meeting to know that when I work with your new leadership, Carmen, moving forward, that's my doors open to take it to the next level and work with any of you on an individual basis as well. But having a group really makes it easy for a city to push things forward. It does matter. So I think that was the long and short of what I had to say. And at some point, if there's any sort of additional details you want regarding the index study, contact my office and I'll make sure Director Kayim can get in contact with you directly with not only the information, but create time for you for Q&A. And you can do that individually as well as a group too. So I wanted to make that invitation with them. So I don't know if there's anything else.